alright. It was a day like any other. And yeah, it was what, about a 4-story building, and we were on the first floor. So, got to work, doing some work. Now, on that floor, if people run too hard, yeah, the ground vibrates. So I'm there around my desk getting work done, and then there's this slight vibration. And in my mind, I'm all like, yo, who's running? Then, for some reason, stop typing, and then I look to the right. And then, bam, it happened. Violent shaking such as I have never witnessed in my life. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a building shake like that. People started screaming. Things started to fall out of the ceiling, particle-wise, like dust-wise. Yeah, it only lasted for a little while. Then after it stopped, yeah, people started to scatter like roaches when you turn the lights on. I froze for a few seconds initially, but then after that I came back to myself, and I'm there trying to tell them to stay calm. Yeah, tell them to stay calm, but that did little good. Yeah, rational thinking had gone for a walk. Although I had read the information that I needed to prepare myself and watch the videos and events like this occurring, I gotta admit, seeing a building move like that in real life is a lot different than watching it on a video. And another thing that beat me or contributed to me freezing was me being out of practice for a while. But I'll touch back on that as we go further into the video. So by this time, the floor was basically empty. It was just me, Bridgin, his girlfriend, and another co-worker of mine. I turned to my Bridgin after that and pointed out the emergency exit. But he was unresponsive. Didn't get much responses from him. Yeah, when I pointed it out to him. I mean, we were sitting right behind it. Went over to the coworker, a female coworker that was left, checked on her, asked her if she was fine. Then she said yes. Then I told her we need to leave. So we proceeded to leave the floor. I thought about getting my phone because, as I said, I warned people about this ahead of time, and there's one person in particular who works close by the sea. I've always wanted to reach out to when this event should happen. But yo, locker room was rampacked. People were prioritizing getting their things than getting out of the building safe and sound. And then I figured, yo, phone can't buy back, life can't buy back. Then we proceeded to head down the stairs. She was holding on to my hand, that female coworker. Yeah, she was afraid, but a lot of people were. I mean, strongest quake Jamaica had experienced in over 30 years, and a lot of people there were under 30, so this was totally new to them. Yeah, kept on telling her what, no matter what, just keep moving. We did get separated. Man, I have to admit the crowd was so thick. I had no idea so many people worked at that one location until that day. You could only move at the snail's pace. Well, for want of a better word. Yeah, they were moving due to how many people were trying to get out or were going down the stairs at once. We got separated. I told her to keep moving. We got separated because I stopped to look back from Bridging because he had stopped moving. So yeah, everybody wanted to get out. So once outside, we moved away from the building, and that knowledge I had garnered through the years started to come in handy. Man, and the sights I observed were stuff you could laugh at, but serious. People were dazed, people were disoriented, people asthma started creeping upon them, those with low blood count, as I said, dazed. One guy was so far away, he was just unresponsive, though we were trying to reach out to him. And then there were the reports that I heard. So, I remember hearing one guy being pushed down the stairs during the evacuation. His ankle was stepped in, it was broken, and he got a concussion. I remember hearing that something fell out of the ceiling, hit one girl in the head, and knocked her unconscious. I do also remember seeing 2 unconscious females being carried that day. Yeah, a lot of people couldn't handle experiencing this thing. Another funny sight was on the plaza where you have 2 bathrooms, male and female bathrooms. I remember seeing both genders exiting each. Yeah, a lot of persons' bowls apparently yeah got the best of them that day. I also remember people utilizing Google to find out what next to do, as this was their first major earthquake. But I had already prepared myself in advance, and I was not selfish with what I knew. No, I seriously doubt that that was a big one I've been expecting and been warned about all these years. Yeah, I'm convinced it's still coming. But it was good to know that little that I was able to teach myself was able to make a difference in a handful of lives. I also remember rapping with other people about events of that day and their experience. Remember one girl, she's from a different location, but she stated that the emergency exit was not working when they were trying to use it. And I remember one guy telling me about a tree falling on someone. I also remember the same coworkers that I was warning or trying to warn, recalling after that event what I had said to them. Now, to recap, I'm pretty sure we can all agree, and so many people that they learn that it's better to have this knowledge and not need it than to need it and not have it, especially if that quake was a whole lot worse. And to reiterate, you never know where you're gonna be, when it's gonna strike, or how strong it's gonna be, or where your loved ones are going to be for that matter. Now ask yourself, what kind of person do you want to be when disaster strikes? Do you want to be like so many on that day who panicked, ran out, and acted irrationally? Or do you want to be somebody who is well prepared? Do you want your children, your loved ones to be well prepared so that wherever it may reach them, they'll be ready? You can help give yourself and them the best chance at survival by practicing what needs to be done, what needs to be known prior to the disaster. Constant practice, that's all help you stay ahead of this disaster. And turning to God, because now honesty, it's human wickedness that's resulting in so many negative things happening regarding the planet and nature. God has been warning us for years, but how many of us are really listening to Him? I'm convinced that where the city of Nineveh was prior to Jonah coming to it and preaching to it, on the verge of destruction, is where we are now. And God is still calling out to us to repent, to turn from our wicked ways, just like the people of Nineveh. And if we do, the disaster will be averted. Now back to the part about me freezing. Not practicing what I had learned really contributed to that on that day. And if that quake was a whole lot worse, I probably wouldn't be doing this video right now. Me now, from then, two completely different persons. I'm constantly mindful of the reality that that disaster can strike, and ready to move when it does. And I stop and think at times, man, if I had not learned this, if I had not taught myself what to do in this disaster, I would have been just like them. So many people panicking, scrambling, running, trying to use the elevator, putting myself in so much danger and not being able to make a difference for anybody. Guys, please don't leave yourselves in that position of ignorance for this or any other disaster. In the description, you'll find the info that I use to teach myself what to do in this disaster. So make use of it and do your best to keep yourself and your family, your loved ones safe. I'll do a video on them as well, and local resources regarding information on how you can keep yourself safe. So keep an eye out for it.